That fucking sucked. I went for a couple rolls. Wet track, couldn't stop, was about to run into somebody. Got it sideways and just spun out and started flipping probably 3 or 4 times, I guess.
All right, so if you're looking for a video of the actual racing, this is not it, because I don't have any. Because my camera guy, Tyler, is a piece of crap and decided he wanted to get sick on the most exciting weekend ever of racing. So as the title states, the RZR is rough. It looks okay. Doesn't look bad, as you can see, but we'll get to what's wrong with it, I think. Anyway, so for Saturday, I show up, put the new boost tube on, as I showed some people in the video. Show up, do the qualifying. I do like a couple laps just to get qualifying time. Of course, this is where the cores guys show up too, which they're all in race cars, like actual race cars, versus us normal people in regular cars, or normal buggies. So they're all there. I think I qualified maybe 4th, and maybe there was 3 people behind me or something like that. Of course, everybody in front of me is in full Can-Am race cars. But anyway, after qualifying, I realized something isn't right. I broke my rollers that were new, by the way. The last race, I had 1 race on those. Broke those. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm done. This sucks. But Aftermarket Assassin rollers failed in 1 race, or 1 or 2 races whenever I put them in last time. So I thought I was going to call it quits, but John happened to have another set of rollers. John had another set, and he was like, hey, you can use these or whatever. So I put those in. Make it out to the first race, which is where this gets interesting. Made out the first race. It was super dusty before the race, so they wet the track, no problem, right? We do a siding lap, try to dry it off a little bit where it's damp, basically. And I went into one of the turns, trying not to hit one of the guys. I came up on him really fast, and I got sideways. And before I could even do anything, I knew I was about to flip, and went for 3 rolls. I just held on tight as I could and didn't let my arms get flung out, and I went for 3 flips, sideways, 3 times. So I hear everybody go by, and I realize I'm okay, other than, shook my head up a little bit and broke my belt off my pants I was wearing. But I was mostly okay, so I climbed out quickly before they could make it back around, because where I crashed at, there was nobody, basically. I mean, everybody was just not at that part of the track, I guess you'd say. So I get out after I hear everybody go by, and I'm okay, but I want to get out before they come back around. If they can't see me going into this turn, they slide and hit me. I don't want to be in here, especially if I'm good enough to actually get out of the car. I'm just going to get out in case there's gas leaking or whatever. But I knew everybody had already went by. Some people may say that's not the brightest idea. I knew I was fine. I knew everybody already passed. So I knew I was okay. I get out. They come over there. Long story short, in that part, they flip it back over. They're like, do you want to keep racing, or do you want to start the race again? Because when I wrecked, I think these people told me this, but like 2 other people, I watched another guy run off before I wrecked. 2 other people spun out, and I think like another guy spun out in that lap or something. It was just super slick. It was just, whatever. And it's like, we're going to restart the whole race. I'm like, cool. They're like, do you want to go out, or do you want to go back out there? I said, let me go back around to the finish and see if the car's okay. If it's okay, I'll run it. I'm pretty good. I'm good to go. A little shaken up, a little headache, I guess, but nothing crazy. So I do the back around to the start line again. I'm like, seems all right, so I'm just gonna go, right? So I just go. I finished that race 3rd in that one. Finish that race, do the next race, start it. Towards the end, I think it was like the last lap or like a lap and a half left in the next race, my RPMs just shoot through the roof. I'm like, great, now these rollers broke. They did, so I open it up. My helix is fucked up. Rollers are completely in pieces. This is brand new rollers that I just had put in. They were brand new. There was nothing wrong with the helix. It was a stock helix, which has the engine braking, I guess, built into it. Probably not the best thing for racing because you don't need that, and I guess it kind of slams as you get on and off the gas. Doesn't matter because I ran my stock one and it lasted for a while before that, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So I was like, well, damn. We also have this third race, which is the money race for all the top 3 guys out of the other two races. So I make it in, John makes it in, and I think his name's Dennis Kinlaw makes it in, the actual fast Can-Am. A lot of the other Can-Ams broke. I think like 4 cars broke and couldn't go anyway. Couldn't even start the race, like second race anyway. So I was like, hey, can I just start the race? Does this count? They're like, yeah, if you start across the go across the start, like, you know, I'll at least have third out of Dennis, John, and then me. I'll get some money back and I'll get third, whatever. But me and John scrounged up 3 rollers that were cracked out of all these, and some that he had previously that were cracked, but good enough to just go out there and at least get it across the start, right? So I put it all back together. Helix is messed up, but at this point it doesn't really matter. It's screwed regardless. So by the time I roll up to the start line, and I'm telling myself, yeah, I'm just gonna, not the start line, the staging area. I tell myself, all right, I'm just gonna, you know, coast, get across the start line, and I'll get third. But then I tell myself, I'm like, fuck it, I might as well just send it. Like if they break, they break. The helix fucks up anymore, it doesn't matter at this point, to be honest. So we get to the rolling start. If you know how a Delaware start is and side by side, it's a rolling start. I have to wait on Dennis to go. I'm second next to him, but I have to wait on him to take off before I can go. You have like a window, basically. We get to the end of the window and he never goes. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I just take off. I don't know if his car broke. I don't know if he wasn't interested in racing. He had already won like $400. Honestly, I don't know. So I just take off. And I'm just going to send it the whole way. It's 3 laps, but if it breaks, it breaks. I don't care. So I take off. Something happens to him, or he pulls off. I'm not sure. But John ends up following me a ways back for the 3 laps, and I end up finishing first in the money race. And I think I got like $325 out of that. Of course, that doesn't fix all the other problems I have, but you know, that's racing. It's not in it for the money, but the weekend overall was pretty interesting. And then my cage is bent, probably 3 wheel bearings, a helix at least, rollers, the radiator leaks. It was leaking, the radiator was leaking, the cage was bent. All that stuff was wrong while I was racing the other races after the first one, after that first lap. But I poured bottled water in it, or water out of the water truck from a bottle into the reservoir, and I just said, I'm just going to send it. As long as it doesn't overheat and has water, it can leak out, you know. So here's the, I'm going to try to somewhat show the damage, I guess, but best I can. But I'll show you the cage. Oh, and the plastic, obviously. This is common. I mean, you're going to break these about every time you do anything. I think it broke the clips. Yeah. Maybe salvageable. Actually, it ripped it out of the plastic there. This door won't open at all. This is obviously, see if I can get it to focus. Obviously bent here. This is caved in from that. This is where the side it hit first. So it just folded this a little bit. There's a hole in there somewhere in the radiator. See if I can get to this other side. And then you can tell, I don't know if, you won't be able to tell, but you can tell it kind of knocked the paint off because it folded, bent this a little bit here too. Altogether, in all honesty, the cage held together well. Like, I can't complain about the cage because it was 3 pretty hard flips. I don't see anything wrong with, so I don't see anything wrong with my suspension, the ORB stuff. I haven't gotten a chance to wash it off and like really just check everything. But let's see if I can show this. That one, can't tell. Probably be able to tell because the whole trailer's moving, but from the wheels hitting, I think the wheel bearings are done. And then you got this situation, which you won't be able to tell either because it's stuck right now because of the belt, I guess, but it won't turn. Oh, broke this. This won't seat down where it's supposed to. Tail light's broke. Like, none of this is a huge deal, and the cage did its job. You can see where I hit here. Little broke piece there. There's still mud where I slammed the ground. But in all honesty, I don't have any problems with how the cage held up. I mean, it did its job. It didn't like fold or anything like that. So I'm pretty, I can't complain about that. The suspension seems fine. This bar is twisted, my top radius, which they're supposed to move anyway, so. But everything else seems like it held together pretty well. I gotta figure out this back area. Like, I gotta figure out this stuff. So I think it's like one of these brackets here moved and broke, and yeah. That's always been loose. It bent this, like, I guess the force of it, like as it hit the ground, like kind of bent this up. It's supposed to be back there. Door went open. Obviously all this crap, which is, it's not a big deal. I can't really show the wheel bearings because the whole trailer moves, but I'll get to checking it over maybe this weekend to see what I need. I know I need a radiator. I'd like to relocate it to the back where the bed is, since most of the time I don't actually cruise this thing around, because now it just turns into, most of the time when I drive it, it's racing or driving hard. So I need to figure out what I want to do. I do have full coverage, but I may just put a cage on it and then, I don't know, put it all together where it's really good, check it over, make sure it's all straight, and then sell it and try to get a full race car, or at least something closer to a race car of some sort, and try to be more competitive. It's a little bit hard on 32-inch tires, and obviously higher than all the other cars, which is the reason I flip partly, is I just sit up so high. Coming in at 45 miles an hour sideways is not going to go well for me. So but I hope my pretty pricey suspension all held up. That'd be cool. Seems fine, so no complaints as of now, but I did hit the ground pretty hard. But I drove it in races after that, so I can't see, like, just glance and see where there's any problems. I thought it looked like it leaned a little bit to this side, but it's hard to tell because it's all dirty. But like the ball joints are on one piece still, and the heim joint, and everything seems okay. So guess we'll wash it off this weekend and see. Sorry there's no video, but my camera guy wasn't there. So thanks, Tyler. Peace.